presented in digital widescreen.
Tonight on Live at 5, same-sex couples react to the possibility of gay marriage in Illinois. The president defends his health care reform, and there's more insight tonight on the death of a Peoria woman and the man police believe killed her. Good evening. The Peoria man who engaged police in a 9-hour standoff is in critical condition tonight at a Peoria hospital. The coroner confirms his estranged wife, Long Dao Fang Fang, died from 2 gunshot wounds to the chest. Puvan Sofanovan is accused of abducting 28-year-old Fang Fang Monday morning outside her office in Pekin. Police believe sometime between Monday morning and Tuesday morning he murdered Fang Fang, although they are not sure when or where. Her body was found inside her car in the OSF St. Francis parking deck. Minutes later, a police standoff ensued at Sofanovan's home on Monroe Street. It ended last night after he shot himself in the chest. Peoria Police Captain Mike Edelman says more than 100 police officers were involved in that standoff, and he considers the end result a success.
The situation was out of control when we were notified. And this started the day before in Pekin. It's our job to arrive at a scene and restore order, and that's what the officers did.
Sofanovan remains under guard by Pekin police. He's being held for kidnapping and violating an order of protection, although additional charges are expected. Coming up tonight on News 25 at 6, we'll have much more on the couple's relationship and her order of protection. After months of debate, a bill to legalize gay marriage in Illinois passed out of both the House and Senate. The bill is now up to Governor Quinn to sign into law, and in the past, he said he supports it. News 25's Roseanne Aragon talked to some same-sex couples who are excited that their out-of-state marriage may finally be recognized. Ro?
Ashley, Hector Martinez and Bob Proctor have been together for 20 years. Live in the newsroom, I'm Roseanne Aragon. Ashley, back to you.
All right, thanks, Roseanne. Well, President Obama is spending the day talking up the Affordable Care Act. The president left Joint Base Andrews this afternoon on his way to Dallas, where he will continue to tout his signature health care. Earlier today, Mr. Obama met with a group of Democratic senators to discuss the progress being made in getting uninsured Americans to sign up for health care coverage. The White House says the president has also asked the senators for their input on how this new law is impacting constituents. The Republicans, though, are not backing down. Today, they continued their fight against Obamacare. An Alabama congressional candidate is asking people to sign on to a new web page to tell their stories of how the national health care reform has affected them adversely. Dr. Chad Mathis announced his plans today to take those signed petitions and personal stories to the White House on March 31st, when the individual mandate will take effect. Now to the fallout from some East Coast elections. All eyes were on a pair of Republicans, both opponents of Obamacare. But the one from New Jersey cooperates with Democrats. The one from Virginia is a partisan fighter. Steve Handelsman has their story tonight from Capitol Hill.
Tea Party Republican Ken Cuccinelli lost the Virginia governor's race, but said his strong showing sent a message.
No one was injured today when an American Eagle flight from New Orleans to Chicago went off the runway at O'Hare International Airport. Flight 4332 landed safely around 9 this morning. It was taxiing to the terminal when the plane slid partially off the tarmac into the grass. Passengers exited the plane onto the tarmac and then were bused to the terminal. That plane was later towed to a hangar and no major delays were reported. Illinois State University police are looking for leads after $18,000 was stolen from Hancock Stadium. ISU Police Chief Aaron Woodruff says an employee was counting money around 5:30 Saturday evening. They left the room and propped the door open. When they came back, the money was gone. Police have no suspects at this time, but they are interviewing people who were at the scene. If you have any information, you should call the Illinois State University Police or McLean County Crime Stoppers. Up next on Live at 5, another big tech company is heading to Wall Street with an IPO. Also ahead tonight, good news for soon-to-be homeowners. And a world traveler stops in Peoria to help inspire high school students.
Well, Ashley, I said yesterday you'll know it when the front goes through. Well, I think we all knew it when it went through today. Strong westerly winds and colder conditions. Let's go outside. IDOT Road Watch Camera Network showing you traffic in the hospital areas. That's I-74 and the Knoxville exit there. 43 right now, 30 in the morning, 50 tomorrow, but it dries out. Forecast coming up.
You're watching Your Home Team at 5 with Ashley McNamee and Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins. This is News 25 live at 5.
It was a record-setting day on Wall Street as the Dow Jones closed at an all-time high of 15,746. That comes as traders are bracing for another large initial public offering. Shares of the social media giant Twitter will be available to the public Thursday. The opening price per share will fall between $23 and $25. Twitter follows in the footsteps of Facebook, who experienced a pretty rough IPO, but things for Facebook have improved. Those stocks have doubled in price in just the last year. A new Federal Reserve survey shows that some mortgage lenders are relaxing their standards on home loans. This comes at a time when fewer homeowners are applying to refinance. More than a quarter of the large banks say they have eased up on credit standards required to obtain a residential mortgage over the last 3 months. Also, some banks are now offering loans with a down payment of just 5%. And Starbucks is committing to hire military veterans. The company will work toward hiring and supporting at least 10,000 veterans and active duty spouses within the next 5 years. Managers will match the skill sets of veterans and those military spouses with Starbucks talent needs. And as a thank you on Veterans Day, the active duty military, spouses, and veterans all can receive a free tall coffee at Starbucks locations across the country. A local church in the middle of a construction campaign is getting rid of quite a bit of its stuff. The First United Methodist Church in downtown Peoria is holding a huge public sale of its inventory. One organizer says with the renovation transition taking place, now is a great time to pass on old treasures.
We have fire extinguishers, we have office equipment, we have desks and chairs, and just lots of interesting things. You can imagine a church that's been in one location for 180 years ends up with a few things in the closets.
The two-day sale will be November 7th and 8th at First United Methodist Church. That's at 700 Main Street in Peoria. On Thursday, it will run from 8 to 5. Friday, it will be half-day from 8 until 1 in the afternoon. Peoria area students are receiving a dynamic art lesson from an extraordinary world traveler. Ibinka Alau is Nigeria's first art ambassador. He was the first place winner of the 2001 United Nations International Art Competition. We caught up with him at Peoria Central High School, where he shared his visual art and spoke to students about the importance of artistic expression and diversity.
Official reason would be to come and to spread some of the objectives of the United Nations in terms of tolerance, diversity, peace around the world. So, yes.
I'm taking away from it as if everybody should think that art is more than just writing anything on a piece of paper, that it's a way to express yourself and to vividly show how you're feeling with something.
Olufemi Alau stopped at Richwoods High School this afternoon and is at the Contemporary Arts Center this evening. Next on Live at 5, Chuck's back with a look at our full weather forecast.